Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Mlb Dfs Pre-Lock Live for today's Sunday, right? Yeah, for a Sunday afternoon show. Pete Cole here. We are finally back to pretty much doing live streams every night. Got a lot going on though. A lot going on today though, but we'll go through this pretty quick so we have time to make our lineups. We have a special going on right now for your Fielder's Choice, $25 a month football special for the first 2 months. So that's $50 for 2 months or $25 a month. But it's coming up actually. We have a Canadian Football League show Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Me and Walt will be doing a preview because CFL actually opens up Thursday night at 8:30. 4 games. So it's small sports is our specialty. We've always done very well in CFL, so we expect to have another big season there. So that opens up. What else we got going on? We have Olympics going on all week. We have actually tonight Sunday Night Baseball. I'll have a showdown article for that. Boston, Tampa Bay. So that'll be a good game. And then we have 10 games here today for MLB. So let's just get right to it. Starting with weather. There's nothing that should be any game changing, which really should affect our pitching, even though there is besides like heat and wind. But the only thing I see any kind of issues is the Mets game, Cincinnati at the Mets. I don't see anything about a postponement like that, but there is some rain in the area. Where else we got? Cubs at Nationals. We have some rain, and that's pretty much it. I am concerned about the Heat, though, like in this Milwaukee game, Milwaukee and Atlanta, because I know we like Morton, but it's heat, it's humid there, wind's blowing out, which we'll get to that in a second. We're pitching. So weather's cool. Vegas today, opening up on Vegas. Our top implied is actually, I have the night games up. Let me change that. Our top implied is going to be the Tigers, actually 5.5. They have the highest implied in the slate, 5.5 over Baltimore. Atlanta 5-4, Toronto 5-3, and the White Sox 5-1. So there are top 4 implied teams. Do we have anybody that's, why don't I see Toronto? Oh, no, Toronto's 5-3, I'm sorry. So Tigers actually are top implied. So they're going to be probably popular in some stacks. I'm actually probably going to stack them in at least 1 GBP. But keep an eye out for Tigers, Braves, Blue Jays, and White Sox. All right, let's get into pitching. So our cheat sheet should be up at some point here in the next few minutes. I do have a lot of projections I've been going through all morning. So for pitching, for cash, we are looking at I'm looking at like 4 guys. I haven't made a decision yet which way I'm going to go. First of all, I'm probably Jordan Montgomery is going to be in my SP1. The main reason, I'm a Yankee guy. I watch Yankees all the time. I watch every game. I'm not in love with Montgomery. I don't think he's a great pitcher, but it's mainly because he's going against Miami. I mean, this is pretty much a minor league team Miami's putting out there right now. He makes a ton of sense. Miami is even worse against lefties than they are against righties. And now without Marte, without Adam Duvall, they're just a bad team. I mean, Montgomery's he's been serviceable. I mean, I wouldn't say solid this year, but benefits definitely for being on the road, a park upgrade in Miami, which is definitely a hitter's park. So we're not going to see a lot of runs there. And we do know Miami actually is a strikeout heavy team. So Montgomery probably is my favorite pitcher when it comes down to it. Marlins striking out 28% of the time against lefties, which is actually the highest mark in the league. So yeah, Montgomery's my number 1. So now we got to decide my number 2. I've been on Morton most of the day. I'm a Morton guy. I've pitched Morton so many times this season, but it does worry me a bit today with the weather. I mean, it's with the heat. We have actually in that game, the wind is blowing out. It's going out like 11 miles an hour in Atlanta. Yeah, 11 miles an hour, 90 degrees, 35% humidity. And Milwaukee actually has been hitting fairly well against pitchers that are like Charlie Morton. So as the morning goes on, I've been kind of off a little bit, not as much as I was. Brewers hit righties much better than hit lefties. But Moron's got strikeout abilities, 28% K rate, nice 3.70 xFIP, doesn't walk batters. So like actually, I wouldn't say doesn't walk batters. He's got like a 9% walk rate. But he's up there. So, but I've been kind of moving off him and kind of going toward Jose Berrios a little bit now. So if I don't use Morton, I may end up going to Berrios. For Toronto, he's actually making his first start, going up against Kansas City. We saw yesterday what Manade did to Kansas City, pretty much shut him down. So I think he's gonna. I mean, this Royal teams, they don't hit. The offense sucks. I mean, they don't strike out a lot, but I believe they're safe. The only thing that does worry me about Kansas City is they do have some decent BVPs. I don't live and die off BVP, but looking at the BVPs, there's a few guys for Kansas City that actually hit Berrios, including Nicky Lopez. Is Nicky Lopez in the lineup, actually? If Nicky Lopez is in the lineup, I think he is. Looking at Lopez's BVP, he's batting 9th. And Lopez is 6 for 11 lifetime with 3 runs scored. And also, I can see his 4 walks. So Lopez, Benintendi has got a really decent BVP. He's batting cleanup today, and that's against Berrios. He's 8 for 18 lifetime, 444 average. Ryan O'Hearn was only 2,800, is 6 for 14, which is 429 average with 2 home runs. Witt is got 356 average. Santana 8 for 26, 308. So that was be the one thing that was scaring me off Berrios. He's still, but the thing is, Berrios is 8.6. I can deal with the 8.6 price. So there's plus and minuses for both Berrios and Morton. What I'm probably going to do, I'm probably going to run 2 lineups. So I usually do for cash anyways, and then run 1 lineup with Morton and Montgomery, and then run another lineup with Berrios and Montgomery. So they're your top 3. I mean, kind of ownership wise also. I mean, Morton's probably getting up the highest owned out of everybody from what I'm seeing now. A couple other guys that are hanging around there. You got Adam Wainwright. Wainwright, I guess, is always in play. I think this is the highest Wainwright's been all season at 9.6. So I do not want to spend 9.6 on Adam Wainwright, but he's got the 6th highest strikeout rate among all pitchers today. Twins, they're hit or miss, they're boom or bust, but Wainwright's 9.6 is probably what's going to keep me off him. Marco Gonzalez is also sitting there. Also, Seattle's hot. I used to be a big Gonzalez guy, but I've kind of this year he's been terrible. But he is 6,500, so it does make him a decent SP2, especially in GPPs. He doesn't have strikeout upside this year, but we do know Texas cannot hit against lefties, especially over the last month. The last month they're dead last in ISO, WOBA, and WRC plus against lefties, and now there's no Joey Gallo. So you don't have to worry about that 2 or 3 home run game from Gallo against Marco. So should make Marco a little bit safer. Beside that, that's pretty much it. Stroman does not strike out upside for me. I do like Kyle Gibson, but probably more for GPPs. We've seen definitely a lot of negative regression lately from Kyle Gibson, so it makes it more of a GPP play for me. But I wouldn't argue with you if you said you're going to use him in SP2. So pretty much what we're looking at right now is I'm looking at Montgomery as my top pitcher, even though ownership I'm seeing right now projected has got Morton, and then I'm either going to run Morton as SP2 or Berrios. I hate that BVPs, man, because it looks like all these rows kind of own Berrios, which may put me back to Morton. But like I said, Morton's scaring me right now with that hot weather. Milwaukee is definitely been hitting right-handers, so I don't know. I gotta wait toward lock, but it's gonna be either Morton or Berrios in the SP2, and then maybe sprinkle on Marco Gonzalez. Once again, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat room. I'll answer them. Or me, my producer G is producing today. He can answer them. It's a big slate. Once again, this is more like we had. So you've seen the last couple of days more of an offensive slate. We've seen the hitters have caught up to the pitchers now. We're seeing a lot more higher scoring games. And I mean, I've been on a good run. I've been pretty much cashing every night, but I'm learning also that you can't get yourself tied in some of these big high salary pitchers because pitchers aren't a shoo-in like they were back in April, May. You know what I mean? Back in April, May, we knew we were going to get an SP1, SP2. We knew we were going to get out of these guys and move on. Now these pitchers are getting blown up. Seems like yesterday, Nathan Eovaldi, high owned in cash. I was a little bit worried because Tampa's been hitting better, and we saw Tampa hit them. So right now, I don't think no one's a given right now. But that's why I see Montgomery, even though I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I see probably Jordan Montgomery as the closest, mainly because he's in that pitcher's park with Miami. He's pretty much trotting out a minor league team right now, like some of these other teams like the Cubs. All right, so that's what we're seeing for pitching. So any questions, throw them out there in the chat. We're just going to go around the bases. I'm going to give you my top plays for cash. I'll give you my top plays for GPP. I'll try to give you a core, some stacks, roll out with some price picks, and then we'll get out of here. All right, so catcher kind of sucks today. I'm just calling up some metrics and stuff for catcher. So the White Sox lineup is out, right? I was trying to figure out if is Zavala catching. Now you can't expect 3 home runs from Zavala again today, but obviously, so he is okay. He's batting 9th. Zavala had 3 home runs yesterday. I actually used Jonah Heim for Texas, who had 2 home runs, and he's actually hitting today too. So today's probably again a punt day for catcher. Looking at ownership projections, We're seeing as a top ownership right now is between Eric Haase and JT Realmuto, both same price, around 5K, and both about same ownership, about 15%. I kind of like Sanchez. I never ever say Gary Sanchez is a good cash play, but he's actually batting cleanup today. He's batting cleanup today. I think today's a decent spot for the Yankees. I'm going up against Alcantara. Even though I'm an Alcantara guy, but Sanchez batting cleanup is in a good spot. Probably in a punting catcher. There's a few decent punts I like. I like Kevin Smith for the Braves. He's only 2-0. I can definitely go back to Jonah Heim. I'm a huge Jonah Heim guy. I can definitely go back to Jonah Heim catching today. I said he had 2 home runs yesterday. The kid's got a great bat. I see Is Chirito want to line up also? So Heim and Chirito. So Heim must be DH today. But it doesn't matter. So Heim's batting 6th against Marco to get the platoon advantage. Another decent punt play, I guess. Cal Raleigh for Seattle. Another kid, Florida State kid I like. I could no problem digging Raleigh, batting 7th. I see Kelenic actually going up in the order now, batting 6th now for Seattle. So I could Cal Raleigh at 2-6 going against Fulte, who's a gas can. You can definitely use Cal Raleigh there. So I don't think you got to pay up a catcher. If you do, Realmuto's in a decent spot, I guess. Omar Navarro is a decent spot, especially if you're not using Morton as a decent pivot. Pedro Severino is on fire right now, but you can't expect him to keep that up for Baltimore. Could he go one more game today, possibly against Tyler Alexander? No, but Severine's not even playing today, so Austin wins. Sorry. I'm looking at my top place from earlier. So it comes down to also Robinson Chirinos. I like Chirinos as a punt also for the Cubs. But the problem is Chirinos really isn't a punt. He's up to 3K. He shouldn't be 3K. He should be 2K. But if you look at... Okay. So then another one we got is Thomas Nido. G just told me Tom, and he's batting 8th. Especially, it's right, against is Vladimir Gutierrez for the Reds, who is a total gas can. If you throw Nido out there, right now Gutierrez is giving up a 210 ISO to right-handed bats. That's on the reverse split. And Nido's not a bad hitter. I can dig him at 2K. So you got a bunch of plays here. You got Nido at 2K. You can play Jonah Heim. You can play Kevon Smith at Atlanta. Pretty much throw a dart. Hope one of them hits like yesterday. We had 5 home runs out of 2 punt catchers. And if you get one of those guys right, you're going to cash today, pretty much. So that's catcher. Pretty much don't spend time on catcher. Pick somebody, move on. First base. There's no Vlad today. So that kind of takes all that out of your trying to figure out, because no Vlad, there's also no Joey Votto. So that, to me, that brings Mancini up as me as a top pay up today. Mancini's been crushing lefties all year. 294 ISO, 403 WOBA, going up against this Tyler Alexander kid for Detroit, who's allowing a 243 ISO, 390 WOBA, and 316 batting average to right-handed bats. So Trey Mancini is your play today at first base. To me, I'm all about Mancini if you're going to pay up. You don't have to pay up, though. There's a few guys. I love Gavin Sheets for the White Sox. He's only 3.5. So if you don't want to pay up for Mancini, drop down to Sheets. He's got 338 ISO, 394 WOBA against righties this year. And Cal Quantrill is another guy that's a gas can. Ryan Mountcastle at 3.4, just as good as Sheets. He should be higher. He had his 18th home run Friday night, 3 more hits yesterday. So he's in play. Same advantage that Mancini has against Alexander. Can't pitch the righties. And you got Miggy sitting there. We know how Detroit's the highest implied team of the day. You got to watch this, though. We almost got burned last night with these playing all these Brewers, and now you get to, once again, every time the Tigers are high implied, they shit the bed. But it's the Tigers. So, but they're going up against Spencer Watkins, who's seen negative regression coming here now. But Miggy's batting cleanup. Miggy's been hot. He's showing like the Hall of Fame batter used to be. Let me see, 4 of his last 5 games. 5 of his last 7 games in double-digit fantasy points. He had a double dong game in there also. So Miggy's in play. Patrick Wisdom, kind of a mid-play guy. He's doing well again. He's hitting 288 over his last 20 games. Going up against Eric Fetty, who sucks. So there's plenty of value here, I guess, here at first base also. My set wrap it up, Mancini's my top play. If you want to drop down, it's probably Gavin Sheets. Ownership wise, we're probably looking at nobody's running away with it. Pete Alonso, who I didn't really mention. Yeah, I guess Alonso's on play also, 5'6". Wisdom's had some ownership, and also Jonathan Scope, I didn't even mention. So first place is plenty of ways to go. Once again, I like Trey Mancini today. I'm not an Orioles guy, but I think he's an awesome spot today. Second base. Second base is also free for all. You got a bunch of guys here you can play, a bunch of mid-price guys. My favorite play is probably Ozzie Albies. He is up to 5-1 though. I liked the last week betting him was 4K, but anytime I see Ozzie going up against a left-handed pitcher, I like to play him. He's definitely got much power, better power against lefty. Brett Anderson as a gas can from Milwaukee. I think this is gonna be a high hitting environment today because of the heat. Now I'm seeing 56% humidity. So the ball's been flying out there today. Albie's got crazy metrics right now against lefties. 23 ISO, elite. 404 WOBA, elite. And 333 batting average, elite. And now, remember, these guys have been facing Woodruff. They've been facing Corbin Burns. And now Brett Anderson is going to come in and ball slap like a damn beach ball with these guys. So I do like the Braves today, especially with Albie's leading off. Couple other plays is Jeff McNeil leading off. Jeff McNeil at 4.9 has actually turned his whole season around. Since July 1st, he's slashed in 356, 427, 514, 5 doubles, 2 home runs. Like McNeil, I just don't like that price of 4.9. Jorge Polanco from Minnesota. He's been crushing. And then you got a couple cheapies. Cesar Hernandez, always in play now, especially for the White Sox, where he's going to kind of settle in as number 2 guy against Quantrill. Hernandez is a switch hitter, so you don't have to worry. He gets a positive platoon today. And one more guy is a kind of a punt sneaky play. I like Andy Ibanez for Texas. Batting 5th. He gets a platoon advantage against Marco. Marco struggles against righties. And Ibanez now has got a 408 WOBA, 390 batting average against lefties. So don't sleep on Andy Ibanez today at 2.7 for Texas, especially for GPPs. Walter made a comment. The women's slate's finally up. I meant to mention at the beginning. We're supposed to have a combo show today with the women's Olympics today, hoops and MLB, but DK didn't have the slate up, so you guys are stuck with me. But thank you, Walter, for mentioning that. So Walter, I'm assuming you're gonna have a write-up today, right? Shortly, and take advantage of this women's basketball or this Olympics. So they've been crushing Olympics basketball the whole time here. Before you lose out, like I said, we're gonna have a CFL show also Wednesday night. CFL, me and Walter have both crushed that over the years. So jump on this $25 a month price advantage for your fielder's choice if you want to get on the Canadian football and then college football like 2 weeks after that, 3 weeks after that. All right, getting back to baseball. Where are I? Third base, right? Third base, if we're looking at projections, I'm assuming J-Ram, right? No. J-Ram isn't the highest projected. Kyle Seager. And Seager actually probably is my favorite play. Overall, it's J-Ram, of course. J-Ram is still in a good spot today. Now, there was talk that Ronaldo Lopez was supposed to be starting today for the White Sox. He's not. But I think Lopez is coming in because he's not a relief pitcher. So the White Sox are starting with this kid Lambert, who's only pitched 2 games this year in relief. Got crushed both games. I saw in a minor league this year he got crushed. So it doesn't matter if it's Lambert or Lopez. If the Indians had a stronger lineup, he'd be a top lineup today. But J-Ram should be able to handle Lambert, Lopez if you have the money. 325 ISO, 395 WOBA, 5-ball hard contact, both over 40% for J-Ram. Top play. Smash spot. Kyle Seager. Prices went up a little bit. Kyle Seager batting 3rd today. I love this his spot today against Volte. Seager's hitting the ball. We know Seager's a boomer bust player, but he's actually booming now. 4 home runs his last 5 games. 6-game RBI streak for Seager, which is pretty damn good. Gets the advantage because Volte's a righty. Seager's got 220 ISO against righties. And Volte allows, get this, 319 ISO, 399 WOBA to left-handed bats. So Seager at 4.6 is probably the play. That's why he's popular. I'm probably going to use him. But J Ram's the overall top play. No money if you're not worried about money here. A couple other plays. Patrick Wisdom for Chicago. Cheat sheet. All right, so our cheat sheet is out. Let me call it up too when I get done with third base. Austin Riley is a good play today. Probably more of a GPP play, but should be batting cleanup today. This I said I like this Braves team today. I think they're going to be sneaky. I don't think they're going to be very high owned today. Going up against Brett Anderson, yeah, Riley's batting cleanup. So you got Riley in play. Franco for Baltimore, batting fifth. Good spot against Tyler Alexander. Maikel Franco at 3-1. Definitely a good play, good punt. And then my favorite play, I actually may end up using one of my main lineups. I just noticed it came out, was Charlie Culberson. Charlie Culberson's batting second for the Rangers. He's only 2-2 against Marco. Culberson, though, on this year, he's always been a decent hitter against lefties, but this year, 200 ISO, 357 WOBA, and 306 batting average against lefties. And we know how Marco struggled against righties this year. I mean, he's doing better, especially now the Mariners in the pennant race. But I love Charlie Culberson here at 2-2. So you can also play Culberson at shortstop. I'm probably going to have Culberson somewhere, but if not, I think in cash is Seager or J-Ram. GBPs, you're going to throw in Kyle Seager, and you can throw in Patrick Wisdom or Maikel Franco, who's batting fifth today for Baltimore. So any of you guys have premium membership, our cheat sheet is updated. So we'll go right to shortstop, and I'll go back quickly when we get done. So right now, our projections for shortstop is you're looking on DK, either Timmy A or Bo Bichette, which is probably figured. I think, to me, Bo Bichette's the play. Even though I'm a Timmy Anderson guy, I just think Bichette's a much better play today at 5'6". I don't have to give you all these stats on Bichette. Now he's batting cleanup. He's always a smash play. He's got 4 multi-hit performances over his last 8 games. Plus, he's stealing the ball. Brad Keller, gas can. Even though Brad Keller does have a new pitch, I think it's a sinker scoop. I think it's a sinker. And it actually, if you look at Keller's stats, he's pitching much better than early in the year. But Toronto's a different animal. With Bo Bichette, especially with Vlad out today, it's probably going to push some more ownership toward Bo. But it doesn't matter. I'm all in on Bo Bichette batting cleanup today. Javi Baez for the Mets. GPP play, but Baez is crushing the ball. The cleanup hitter against Vlad Gutierrez. Vlad's in play. Dansby Swanson. I like Dansby Swanson a lot today. He's got 2 home runs, including he's got 2 grand slams now in his last 10 days. I like Dansby. And then there's a bunch of cheap guys. I love Kyle Farmer today, but I don't think people realize how well Kyle Farmer's hitting the ball. Farmer's batting third against Stroman. I mean, I don't like to pick on Stroman too much, but you look at Farmer right now, he's on a 9-game hit streak, 15 hits over his last 7 days. That's 2 hits a day, 3 3-hit games his last 5. He's hitting 446 in the All-Star break. I was watching the game the other night, the Reds game, and Barry Larkin was comparing Farmer to guys like Bo Bichette, and Trey Turner. So Farmer has got a big future. A lot of people don't even realize who he is, but don't sleep on Kyle Farmer today at 3-3. Then you got a couple cheapies. You got Nicky Lopez, batting 9th for Kansas City, but he's got that 6-for-11 BVP against Berrios. You got Wilmer Difo batting second, splits advantage against Kyle Gibson for Pittsburgh. And then, who I mentioned before, Charlie Culberson batting second for Texas against Marco. On FanDuel, I didn't mention the top play is going to be either Baez or Timmy A. My favorite play in FanDuel, I always forget to mention FanDuel, on shortstop is probably Semien at 3-7. All right, so it's outfield. Outfield, I don't think outfield is awesome today you don't need to pay for these big 5-6K guys. You don't have to. Harper is the top pay up. Our projections have him the highest projected at 20%. I don't think you got to play him, though, but he's the play. Juan Soto is sitting at 19% also. Harper, though, has been raking the ball. 7 for 16 with a home run, 2 doubles, 3 RBs over his last 7 games. So he's on fire. And against Mitch Keller, plus matchup was a righty. We know how Bryce crushes lefties. My favorite play today in the outfield, if I can get up there, is definitely George Springer. Why can't I find Toronto? I do this all the time. I just lost Toronto's lineup again. Okay, you got Springer. Springer's, of course, batting lead up now with Semien dropped to third. Springer right now, to me, is a cheat code. Since the All-Star break, he's slashing at 358, 424, 811. 6 homers, 6 doubles, 10 RBIs, 16 runs. That's cheat code for baseball. 6 homers, 6 doubles, 10 RBIs, 16 runs since the All-Star break. And he's also a little bit cheaper than the Sotos and the Harpers. You can get Springer right now for 5.4. You really don't have to pay up for all these guys, though. Jorge Soler, can't believe I'm saying it, but I like Jorge Soler today. He's still down at 3.4 for Atlanta. He actually was playing small ball yesterday. He had 3 singles and an RBI in his Atlanta debut. So hitting 4 times last week. I love Soler today, and that price. I said I like Atlanta today. Other guys I like. Let me see. Gavin Sheets, we mentioned that first base or outfield. Franmil Reyes is actually hitting the ball for Cleveland. He's a reverse splits hitter. Don't sleep on him. Like Akil Baddoo. Bunch of punt plays. I love Ben Gamel today. Leading off for Pittsburgh. He's only 2-3. He's kind of like situated in that spot now. Made himself at home. He got the splits advantage against Kyle Gibson. He made up my main lineup. Gamo's now 3 multi-hit efforts out of his last 5 games. You can also use, Ryan O'Hearn, that BVP against Barrios down there. Tyler Naquin. He's now down to the 7 hole for Cincinnati, but 8 for 17 lifetime against Stroman. So you see Stroman well. Who else we have? Anthony Santander. I'm seeing he's popular in a lot of places today, but he was on that hot streak before he got hurt. But I watched him yesterday. I don't think he looked that great to play again. And you can always tell when Santander is rolling. You can tell the way he's swinging, and you want to run him when he's rolling. He's going to be popular. He's only 2K, but he's not in that stroke yet. It ended up being today, but good spot against Tyler Alexander. I guess this would be the type of game to get him rolling. But he's not 0 for 8 his last 8 at bats. Anybody else I'm missing here? FanDuel, Ian Happ is cheap. Grichuk's really cheap at 2.3. Austin Hayes, I always forget Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes at 2.7. Hayes could be definitely a cash play. I use him in cash a lot. Well, I usually say I'm not sure I haven't made my lineup yet, but Hayes right now 206 ISO, 358 WOBA, 309 batting average against lefties as Tyler Alexander. It's just Hayes he's not hitting right now. He's hit 0.6 here last week, 210 over the last month, but he's in play because of Alexander. All right, we'll do that kind of quick. I'll go through see if I missed anything on our cheat sheet. That's a really top play. Let me see. Nope. Scope and Hasa, your top ownership at 2nd. Seager Ramirez, your top ownership at 3rd. Timmy A. Bichette, shortstop. And we already said first base is Hasa and Scope. Pretty much all the same. All right, so we're pretty much good. My top stacks today are going to be Toronto still. Hopefully they'll be a bit lower owned today with no Vlad. I like the White Sox. I do like the Yankees. I think the Yankees are going to be low owned. They're hitting in a pitcher's park. Maybe I'll catch the Yankees lower owned. Do I have a core yet? No, I'm probably gonna end up rolling out Montgomery and then one of those other 2 pitchers, and I'm probably gonna end up with Kyle Seager, Jorge Soler, maybe in my outfield, and maybe either Mountcastle or Mancini at first base. But I'll throw my core in our premium room before lock. Clock was at 105 today. All right, any questions? If not, let's just roll 2 prize picks real quick. Code YFC. Let me call it my prize picks plays today. I have a couple plays that I like. Who over? What's Mickey? Let me call it prize. What do we have for? Did I have Mickey have my what's Mickey's? Let me call. I gotta call prize picks here, guys. Our producer G's telling me he likes Miggy over 6.5. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, Miggy over 6.5. Yeah, that's a definite. That one got by me. Brian Reynolds 6. Also, I just seen that one too. Miggy over 6.5. Brian Reynolds over a 6. Austin Hayes 6.5. I would take that over. A couple ones I already put in my write up. I like Mountcastle over 0.5 runs RBIs. Albies over 1.5 total bases. Seager definitely over 7 fantasy. Alonso 1.5 total bases over. But I think the top ones, I like the Miggy 6.5. I like the Seager over 7. And what was the first one I spotted? Was a Brian Reynolds over 6 fantasy points. A lot of prize picks today that were jumping out at me. Cedric Mullins, he's been over every day, and he's now a 7.5. I still take over it. Mullins over 7.5 also. Freddie Freeman over 7. That's too low, Freddie Freeman. So if you play prize picks, today is definitely a day to play prize picks. Check out the board. I said I have 4 or 5 articles in my top play. And we have our special here, our producer special of Miggy over 6.5. I love that play. 6.5. All right. That's pretty much wrapping up what I have for MLB. We still have a good half hour to lock. Went pretty fast, but I think that's better. If you guys want any questions, I think we're out of here. Thank you, G, my producer. And we should be back tomorrow night, 6 p.m. for our next live show. Don't forget, Wednesday, 9 p.m., Canadian Football League preview for the Thursday opening week. Thank you.
At the bottom of the ocean, I'm at the bottom of the sea. At the bottom of the ocean,